Bam. Live. Hi guys, so this is the January 2018 Hangout. We made it a year. Woo! So yeah, ask me questions and I will answer them. Let me just go ahead. Make sure that this is unlisted. Good. Patrons only. All right. All right. Hopefully you guys will be joining me in a second. Since it seems like if I don't put the if I don't start streaming first and then put the link into Patreon, it glitches. Like it gives me the wrong one. Hi, Liza.
I'm so sorry. Hi.
I'm at my mother-in-law's house.
Hi.
So there will be noises in the background as everybody mills about. It's okay. I don't think anybody's here yet. So you're fine. There's no one watching. But yeah, alright. So, yeah, I pretty much have nothing to do until you ask me questions. I don't know. I'm not working on too much right now. I'm trying to finish my Toru outfit, which I've been trying to do for eons. So, other than that, though, not a whole lot going on. Besides orders through the Woohoozy. Hey, Jenny! What's up? Yeah, Happy New Year! It's gonna be a good one. I hope. We'll find out. Don't want to jinx it. What have you been up to? What? Hello, Tina. Probably going to be visited by many a cat. Hello, sweetie. Slowest project ever, but I'm nearing the end. What are you working on again? Sorry. You show me every time, or you tell me every time. You would think I'd remember. There's so many projects. 10-foot set. Oh, yeah. Worst part is finishing the one side and then, oh, I have to do another one. Oh my gosh, I know. Well, and I mean, it's just like throw a marathon on. Everything takes time. Hello, sweetie. Everything just takes. It's like not hard. It's just time consuming, right? So you just have to buckle down and spend a couple. You're gonna spend a week on marathoning something and doing everything. So. Fake feathers right now. Can't wait till I'm done. I know. And I don't know. Making the fake feathers, trimming the fake feathers, sizing the fake feathers, and then stringing everything. Seriously, it does take for flippin' ever. I think that's the reason why people pay me to do it instead of them. So, You bought the wrong fluffy feathers and end up having to wait 3 weeks and $100 later for the right ones to be delivered. Oh no. Sorry. What kind of fluffies did you get? Because you can, I mean, you could probably still use those too, like for the back or something. Sorry. One of my interns is messaging me. What's she working on? She's asking me if she can use the felt for the inside of a wing, but it doesn't make sense. She can use whatever she wants. Hey. Okay. About rooster hackles, oh, long and thin. Yeah, so yeah. They're thin and they're also kind of a sheer. Like they have a tendency, like at the edges, they're a little more sheer. So yeah, like that's why I like the goose. They're pretty opaque and they have a nice, like they're thick. They're, you know, an inch and a half thick instead of, you know, rooster hackle, I think, or maybe a centimeter. Whoops. You can still use those though. Like if they're the right color, they're a really nice like towards your back brace, having those kind of come in and having just like this shock of feathers where the back brace is, so that like that's where it's coming out of your back. You could use it for that. Oh, do you have a sleeve that you can show where the grommets are? Whoops. I'm at my mother-in-law's house. We're over here for dinner, which was not planned. But now we are here, and I have nothing. So, sadly, I can't show you... I can't show you... But I think I have a video. Let me see. Huh, weird. Alright, let me open another YouTube tab and see, because I have a video where I show where it... I have a video where it shows where it is on the sleeve, as like where to attach it. Basically what you're going to do, you know how you made that sketch that goes around the framework and it needs to go to those 2 bolts? You're basically putting the grommets where the bolts go. So it's going to be that exact measurement. So what I tend to do is half an inch to an inch below your spandex strip on your sleeve. I put the first grommet, again, maybe a half of an inch in. And that's where, so like half an inch from the edge, half an inch from the spandex. I put the first one, and then I do 6 inches or so away. And it's best, like, I find it really helps to put the sleeve on to where it looks good and is covering everything. And then, like, putting the grommet, like, putting your sleeve over the whole frame and then being like, okay, right here is where, I mean, and I put the grommets on absolutely last. Like, all the feathers go on, everything goes on, and then I put the grommets on last because I want it to fit properly. So I want to get it on my wing, and then I pull it over and see where it sits when the wing is open. I see where the bolt holes come through, and then that's where you put your grommets, and then you put that over, and then another nut to hold it on. I have, let me put a link to another video. Boop, boop, boop. Because I think I have a video showing me putting everything together. It's an unboxing video, but it'll, you know, it gets the job done. I'm looking in the wrong list. That's why. Boop. Channels. No, playlists. Oh, because I'm not in Creator Studio, it's not going to show me. That's why. Okay. Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Part 2. Okay, so this is unboxing and assembly part 2. I'm going to put this in the Patreon. Oh no, it's going to start going, isn't it? Don't do it. Okay. I'm going to put this in the Patreon thing, because this isn't like a open. This is what I sometimes send to customers. Oh. So, okay. So yeah, there's another video in the Patreon thing that kind of shows where they go, I think. It should. Maybe I don't know. Okay. So back to the chat. I'm scared to buy my fluffy feathers. Don't want to invest the money and find out they don't look right. Wrong color choice. Plus shipping to Canada is a pain. So what you're gonna do for yours is actually get, unless you're getting black, white, or turquoise, you don't have a choice. Those are the only ones you can get, and you can get like bright white, which I don't recommend unless you need bright white to match something else. Because you can't get bright white quills. You have to paint the quills to get them bright white. But you get the off-white or natural white goose shoulder feathers and then wash them. And then you can dye them yourself. Those ones actually dye very, very well. They kind of come out a little mottled, so like the edges are a little darker and the interior is a little brighter. Towards the top it gets a little brighter, which I actually like. It makes it, to me, look a little more realistic and dynamic. But so what you would do then is basically do color tests to see what would be the right color choice and then dye from there. The goose are stunning. The ones I got are turquoise and holy fudge positively. I wasn't kidding. I know, because once you cut it off, like, it's all of the fuzzy stuff that comes off. It's like not even okay. It's everywhere. I always do it outside. Or you can, another pro tip is like you can hold on to it really well and then take a vacuum. A goose nagoys. You ordered a ½ pound of unstrung, and I think it will be more than plenty for my 10th set. I don't know. I never do the unstrung, but I hope it works. Oh, in Canada. I mean, yeah, what is the temperature right now? Because we're actually warm. It's something, I don't know, it's something like, I wear this outside right now. Phoenix is hot. Phoenix, weather. Let's see. It is currently 79 degrees and sunny. Which it's not supposed to be. Hello, global warming. They didn't believe us. It's minus $1 billion here. Oh, no. What kind of glue gun do you have? I definitely mean to replace mine. So mine's a DeWalt, whatever. It's the yellow brand of, I don't know, Home Depot cheapy tools. And it works. It actually works really, really well. You can actually, like, I run along and it just drips out of the, like in a line really, really nicely. It is corded, which I personally prefer, but minus 22 Celsius, around -8. Nope. When I went to Michigan for Christmas, it got down to 1 degree Fahrenheit, which I don't know what that is in Celsius. Feel free to convert. Below freezing. And I was just like, nope, Never again. This is why I don't live here. And my mom, we were told, like, the weather changed so rapidly. We were under the expectation that it wasn't going to snow and it wasn't going to be that cold. And then, like, the day before we left, that changed. Now, I didn't pack until an hour before I needed to leave for my flight. So I was prepared in a way because I didn't bother to do anything until I left. But, my mom she brought one warm coat, but she brought no scarves. She had one pair of just whatever kind of light gloves and all this stuff. And I was just like, you gonna die. Sorry, Mom. We'll bury you in the snow. She ended up stealing one of my sweaters. Whatever. We were only there a week. A husband approaches. I don't think he knows that I'm streaming. Nope. Can you not get in? Okay. Give me a second. Just one second. Are you okay? Hey! Whoop. Okay, I have an actuator question. So I contacted for Jelly's Canadian site because they were out of the 6-inch, 35-pound premium. Yep. Oh, that's nice that they're back in stock. Like, they're out of stock all the time, and I'm probably the reason. Sorry. They told me that the classic ones would be better for me. She said they would be less noisy, but you say the opposite thoughts. So the premium actuator is the one that's supposed to be quieter. The regular actuator, I think they're like, I almost think that they're the same amount of total noise. Like, one doesn't seem less loud to me, one just seems higher pitched and more annoying to me. And that's the regular actuator. The premium actuator is, I feel like, almost the same amount of noise. It's just a much lower tone, so it doesn't like grate on your senses. It's just like murr instead of murr. So preference. I think that, I mean, I switch back and forth because like I have so many orders that they can't keep up with me. So I will send out both. I try and get that whenever the premiums are in stock, I buy them out for the most part. So, any advice for when I mount my actuator? What's to do? But anything off the top of your head? Honestly, just make sure that you keep everything straight when you go down, because if you're at an angle, your bolt's going to be coming out of your frame at an angle, and that's going to jam everything up. So you want to be straight up and down, and you can even give it a little bit of wiggle, like so drill the hole, and then you can give it a little shimmy sham around, because that it's not going to affect the actuator or your frame that much if you give it just a little bit of wiggle. It's when, I mean, if you have a lot, you can, it can not work as well, and it can also hurt the frame. You can also technically take everything apart, like take everything off of that and then put it in your drill press if you have a drill press, to get a very straight line, which is probably the best way to do it, except for that takes forever, and you've already spent days putting feathers on, so taking them off is annoying. Yeah, higher pitch drives me crazy too, which is why I do the premiums. Man, are the actuators I bought ever slow? They shouldn't. Okay, so let me get you. I will post in the Patreon chat. Let me go. Like maybe you got the wrong one. I'm going to the wrong website. For Jelly Auto. No, not premium. Get. Stop. Linear actuators. Hey, Chris, is your stuff still in the car? Yes. Okay. Okay. Classic actuator. So you want the 6-inch, and you want 35 pounds of this one. Or 4-inch. You're doing 10? 6-inch. You guys are loud! Let's see. There we go. Okay, so, 35 pound, did I put my keys in here, or they're up on the table? They're up on the table. 35 pounders at this length. That's the kind you should get, and like if you check the specs, they should. Let me double check the specs because you're making me nervous here. 2 inches per second. Yeah, so it should be a 3-second open at a 6-inch, and you don't need that full throw, so it should take less time than that. Why do I keep going to the wrong tab? Here we go. Boop. Is that the one you got? Yes, no, maybe? Boop, boop, boop. And heavy. They are pretty heavy. I mean, but that's the thing is like if you want, there's, I don't know if it's a triangle for this, but like what ends up happening is you sacrifice one thing. You can have 2 things, but not all 3 things. Like you can draw your line as you want, however, in there, but you can't have all 3 things. So you can have like weight, speed, and force. So like how heavy 12 millimeters a second. Oh no! Why would you get those? That's so slow. Well, I mean, it'll be nice and dramatic. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder how long that's going to take to open. Because, let's see, that's basically, let's see, that's about half an inch per second at 6 inches. It's 12 seconds to open. Sorry. You can probably, if you've gotten them recently, you can contact them and probably, like, exchange them. They're usually pretty good. They're not too thrilled if you've used them already, but if you explain what happened, I haven't had a problem returning to them. I'm not saying it won't happen, but you can give that a try. Yeah, because the ones you want should have the 2-second, or 2 inches per second open for the speed. And they are $109 for the classics, and that's the heavier, or sorry, the lighter higher pitch ones. I wonder actually, I need to buy some more while I'm here. 6-inch. How many do you have? Oh man, they have a lot in stock. Sweet Jiminy Christmas. All right. I shall buy 6 of them because I need so many. Let's see. Let's make sure I had money in my PayPal. Important things. Why you do this? They were from Amazon. Oh. 130 with shipping included for both. Yeah, well, so here's that's what I'm saying. It's like, so you're going to sacrifice weight if you want them to be super light, you're gonna either sacrifice speed or force or both, and then so on and so forth. Yeah, for jelly are close to $300. Yep, with the shipping, because I think it's like $17 minimum in the shipping. You're taking yours to San Diego Comic-Con in July. Do you think there will be any issue getting in with the wings security issues? I haven't had any problems with my wings. You will probably have to take them off going through security so that they can look at them, be prepared to show them how they come apart and how they work. But I haven't had a problem at Phoenix Comic-Con recently, or at least Fan Fest, I didn't have an issue. So, which is run by the same people. So I'm hoping that Phoenix Comic-Con gets their act together and it'll be all right. But they're not a weapon, and it seems like a lot of the Comic-Cons are not being too crazy about it if it's not a weapon. Does it cause issues to have two 7.2 volt battery on a 12 volt motor, or can the premium actuators handle it? The actuators can handle it. Sometimes the board cannot. I have fried a few boards. Usually it's been okay. It kind of depends on the batch I get. They're so cheap, I get a few extra just in case, especially like there was a New Year's sale that was insane. I think it was $8 a board, so I bought a bunch. And getting a couple extra just to have as backups regardless is good. But yeah, no, the actuators are really well insulated. Like I have not had a problem with the actuators ever. I have had problems with the boards. You can regulate the voltage if you want to. I feel like I usually if I get 13.5 out at max, and it seems to be out for the voltage, and it seems like that's low enough that it can usually deal. I do need to come up with a way to regulate it on the board though between the two, because I would really like to stop blowing those out. That would be nice. So, alright. I've got a different board than the one you recommended since it's been 2 months and still hasn't arrived. Whoa! You should contact them and see what's up. They're usually pretty responsive. At least they have been for me, so. Damn. 2 months. Like, mine arrive within 5 days, usually. So we'll have to see how it works then. At least I know the motors won't fry. No. Have I ever had what happen? Have you ever had that happen? I had a nightmare last night that I opened the wings and then couldn't get them closed again. Yes, actually I have had that happen. It wasn't like a battery issue or anything. What happened was I had forgotten to attach one of the wings. There's 2 wings, and I put the battery pack and the board on one wing, and then the other wing just has its own actuator. And yeah, both of them have actuators, but the only thing on the one wing is the actuator. And so what I can do is unbolt that one, and it's lighter than the other one because it doesn't have the battery on it. And I'll stack them for when I'm in a smaller car. And so I did that, and then when we got to the event, I put it together, but I forgot to clip in the battery, click in the actuator to the circuit board. And so, and I just put them on, and I opened the wings, and only the one wing opened, and I was like, crap, Robbie, can you go back and plug it in? And he did, but the wire was kind of underneath the wing, and so he didn't put it through the right way. So it was under tension, and so it was opening and closing just fine, but it was really tight. And then it ripped one of the wires when it opened once, and then it wouldn't close again. and you're really they're heavy, so like one, I'm unbalanced if just the one wing is out, and so like I had to open both wings and walk away like with my wings open to an area so that we could take them off. And at this point I had everything underneath my top like concealed, so I had to take my top off to like get things off. And I mean I was covered underneath, but we like were at a children's event, so we had to like go find a corner in a hallway so that I could strip and we could get the wings working again. It was an adventure. So nobody came by, and like Robbie had an extra, like they had some t-shirts for JLA or something, and like covered me for my modesty while we fixed the wings, and we got them closed again by just like hot wiring it, and then we left them closed for the rest of the event because like, well, whoops, don't do it that way. That's not how you plug them in. Anyway, but I did contact them. They blamed the weather and Christmas period and told me to wait till the end of this month. What assholes? Yeah, I've never had that happen. I'm sorry. There are other similar boards, I think on like Amazon, maybe. Thank you. They're just more expensive, I think. Yeah, there are some 2-channel remotes and transmitters. Looks like a lot of them only have, excuse me, they're a little bit bigger board and they only have the one remote, but I mean the same thing on Amazon and it's Prime, so you get in 2 days. 2 days only. And it looks to be basically the same thing, it's just a little bit bigger and it doesn't have the jam. I'll post that also. Can't view it, but aw, Tess, I'm sorry. Have you tried going to YouTube? That might work. Let's see. So alternative. This seems like it's the same, pretty much the same board. Oh, actually, I didn't check the. Yeah, okay, 12 volt. Did not check the voltage. Oh, it's important. Things you need to know. I just. My friend's taking his Unimog to go pick up pizza. I'm like, do you deliver? You guys, I deliver to my house. Alright, so there's an alternative board if you still have issues. And it's only like $10. It only comes with, it looks like, one switchy jam, so don't lose it, but I've had so many boards fry though. Like you can reprogram these, and I forget how you do it. Like there's like a sequence. It's like you press the button and then you press an A and then you hold down B and I don't even know what. But you can reprogram them, which is great because sometimes and by sometimes I mean a lot of the time, I lose my remotes, and then it's like, oh well, good thing I fried like 4 boards because so yeah, I have like all of these spares in the wings just in case. Because I'm a ditz. I know it doesn't look like I'm blonde, but this is hair dye. Okay. I would be adding resistors between the batteries of the board to help with prevent frying. Okay, so like the problem with resistors is it's a constant resistance, pretty much. So once you drop below 12, because like batteries like start high and then end low, and that's when they're fully charged and then when they drain. So the only problem then becomes that you are going to be resisting lower when you get to the bottom of your power. You're going to be resisting low power already, so your wings are going to slow down and stop earlier than they would have. So yes, resistors will work to prevent the frying. I would only try and drop it down like a volt, though, because anything past that, and you're gonna drop the number of flaps you get, which isn't too big an issue because you get like 300 flaps out of these stupid thing. So you don't need that many. I've gone entire conventions where I've worn them for 3 days in a row, and I like ran out of power on the last day, but 3 days is a long time to go on one battery without recharging. So you can do that. It's up to you. Off the top of your head, how many real quills would you say you need for a little static set, say 6 feet? I have a ton of leftover feathers from changing my color scheme. It would be nice to use them. Yeah, for a little 6-footer, you're gonna need, well, half to 2/3 of a pound. So, like, maybe 75 feathers. 75 to 100 feathers, depending on how big they are. Because sometimes they like send you, like, the quills can be this long and the quills can be this long. It's really annoying, but yeah, you can make a little set. You can lay them out too. So like, just remember that like your first layer is one layer, and then your any subsequent layers you have one for each side. So just remember to like just lay them out on a piece of paper. Like take your two sides apart and then layer one layer and layer your second layer and make sure you have at least that many again on the subsequent layers, and you're fine. What do I have in my eye? Ow. Ow. I have a smaller set for when their articular wings are too big, hot, or heavy. Hey, that's a really great idea. I am actually doing that for my hot girl. Because sometimes I just like get tired and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I want to have like a foam and feather set that weighs, 4 pounds. It's a really good idea. I tried using, and that's another thing too, is, God, I have something in my eye. I might have to like leave you guys for a minute to go figure out what that's about. But, a really good idea is actually to do folded, because if they're open, you can't really walk around in them or do anything in them. So I would actually recommend doing a folded foam and feather set to mimic your other set rather than an open one. I mean, it's less cool, but you can walk around and it's super nice. Okay, so I tried using standard double A's, but they weren't powerful enough, so I want to try and make it with the high power ones. I might try resistors. I can always take them out. That's true, too. Yeah, like if you run into that issue where you're not drawing enough power to get them going, yeah, you can always pop that baby off and see how that goes. And let me know. Discuss it on the Patreon page, because I would like to know how that goes. Also very excited when you eventually do Mercy's wings. I made an articulated set of her wings, but I wanted to remake them. Yeah, I'm actually, so the way we're doing it, or the way we at least have it planned, is along the framework having an entire gear set so that each of the blades opens on its own based on the gear set, or the gear chain. And so we're working on how we want to do that exactly right now. And we're building it in SolidWorks, and then we're gonna laser cut everything and give it a good go. But I really want to make them also so that not only do they open and close, but the blades are easily detachable, because then you can take them off and you don't have to have the blades on, and then, because they're going to be heavy, because we're going to make them out of acrylic so that they glow. But and then maybe even be able to swap them out with a lighter acrylic, like a very, very thin acrylic that doesn't glow. I don't know. All kinds of things. Yeah, do the folded ones. They're like super, they look really nice because they look bigger, because they're closed in, and presumably they get bigger when they open. So you can pretend to have super big wings, but sideways you're only a foot, not even like a foot bigger on either side. I had each blade on a pivot line along a central pole, a linear actuator attached to the top feather to pull it up, and each feather connected in sequence. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. Just with, basically with a motor that spins a gear instead of pushing and pulling something up. But that's actually really smart. you should totally post a picture to the patron page, because I know there's a lot of people that want to work on that. It's a really good idea. Okay. Tess, who is what are they doing? They're cooking in the next room, and goodness gracious, it's getting dark. Hold up. I'm blind. Tess, who is on the patron page and is not able to view the video. I'm on my phone, so it's not showing up. It just wanted to know how to buy the backplate and frame unpadded. Just message me, and I just got a new order in too, so just message me. I think there's a way to send, like, not here, like send me a message through, because I need to get some information from you that I don't want the general public having. So yeah, just send me a personal message, and I'll get that to you. Well, I'm about to die. I was kind of hoping my battery would last through this chat, but 'tis not to be. Let's see if I have. Maybe we're recording. Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay. I'm gonna trip somebody with that cord. There's like only one plug in this room apparently that has a ground. Ha! Whoops. Okay, sorry. Back to the chat. Are these Hangouts monthly? I'm close to finishing the fake feathers and feel like I'm going to have a million questions about the electronics parts. Yes, every single month, around the middle of the month, I'm going to have a chat. And if there is like a $50 tier if you want to have your own personal chat. Or, I mean, I do try and keep on top of messages, and I also try and keep on top of if people are, posting in comments and stuff. I've had a request for me to do a video on the electronics. I don't have any new electronics in. I can do an overview, but I can't show the soldering or anything because I guess I could just pull one apart and put it back together for you so you can see. But yeah, no, just leave messages in comments or send me a message, and I always try and make sure that I get you guys your answers first before I answer anybody else, I don't, for the most part, answer people on Facebook and my message box about these kinds of questions, because that's for you only. It's just for you. So, a lot of people have trouble with the electronics. It's honestly just and that's another reason to get multiple boards, because they are so cheap. They're only $10. And it's nice to just if you mess it up, you can just redo it. So, crap, that's not my password. I'm an idiot. Okay, well, it's getting loud here, and everybody's now home. Don't trip on that cord, please. So I think I'm gonna end it here. It's a little early, but I promise, I think I'll do another mini hangout or like a Twitch stream towards the end of the month. I'm trying to get a Twitch up so that I can do Twitch creative and maybe even some gaming, but probably not that much because I know that's not why you guys are there. And I'm sure the Twitch creative stuff is probably more my speed. So, thank God for my in-house electrical engineer. The feather sewing frame has been enough of a learning curve. Yeah, it takes a long time. It's just like super lengthy. They're people wonder why they cost so much. So yeah, I'm gonna go for now. Because everybody's trying to be quiet for me and not succeeding. So I'll talk to you guys. Hopefully at the end of the month, maybe I can have my first Twitch stream, and I'll invite you guys there, and we can maybe continue. And what is it, Julia? When you start to get to the electronics, let me know, and we'll work it out. So thanks for joining me, guys. And if you think of any other questions, again, always feel free to just post it in the comments, and I'll try and answer them later. And I will see you guys later. Bye.